sadma. Bandamur savadana mate. Bandamur savadana mate. Yahara prasade vai e bhavatoriya. Yahara prasade vai e bhavatoriya. Krishna prapti hoya hoite. Krishna prapti hoya hoite. Guru mukha padma vakya chitete koriya kya. Guru mukha padma vakya chitete koriya kya. Guru mukha padma vakya chitete koriya kya. Arna kori ho mane asha. Shri Guru Charane Rati Eise Yutamagati. Shri Guru Charane Rati Eise Yutamagati. Ye prasade pure sarvasha. Ye prasade pure sarvasha. Chakudana diloye janme janme prabhu se. Chakudana diloye janme janme prabhu se. Divya gyana hrida prakashita. Divya gyana hrida prakashita. Prema bhakti aha hoite avidya vinashayate. Prema bhakti aha hoite avidya vinashayate. Vidyaya haracharito. Vidyaya haracharito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Ha ha Prabhu karo doya. Deha more pada chaya. Shagushuk Tribhuvana. Ebeya Shagushuk Tribhuvana. Tui Pade Loilo Sharana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopinatha Radha Gopinatha Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinatha Radha Gopinatha Radhe. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Shri Shri Gauranita. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Joy. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Joy. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. It's okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Bahalabam Giribadadadhi. Gopi Jana Bahalabam Giribadadadhi. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivadadadhi. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivadadadhi. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Srila Prabhupada ki Joy. conflict between the pillow and the stand. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamahayam Dadati Swapadantikam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivo Naruttamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Adhirayat Shrinvatam Svakata Krishna Punashravana Kirtanam Ridyantastoya Bhadrahani Vidunoti Suritsatam Nashta Prayesva Bhadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 24th chapter, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, text number 65, right? Following from yesterday. Yasyananam Makara Kundala Charu Karna Brajat Kapola Subhagam Savilasa Hasam Nityotsavam Na Tatripur Drishibi Pibantyo Naryo Narash Cha Mudita Kupita Nimesh Cha Yasyananam Makarakundala Charu Karna Brajat Kapola Subhagam Savilasa Hasam Nityotsavam Natatripur Drishibi Pibantyo Naryo Narascha Mudita Kupitani Mescha Yasyananam Makarakundala Charu Karna Brajat Kapola Subhagam Savilasa Hasam Nityotsavam Natatripur Drishibi Pibantyo Naryo Narascha Mudita Kupitani Mescha Yasyananam Makarakundala Charu Karna Brajat Kapola Subhagam Savilasa Hasam Nityotsavam Natatripur Drishibi Pibantyo Naryo Narascha Mudita Kupitani Mescha Charu Karna Rajat Kapola Subhagam Savilasa Hasam Nityotsavam Tatatripur Drishibi Pantyo Naryo narascha mudita kupita nimescha. Ladies? Yasya, whose, Ananam, face, Makarakundala Charukarna, decorated by earrings resembling sharks and beautiful ears. No, resembling sharks and by beautiful ears. And by beautiful ears. Brajat, brilliantly decorated. Kapola, forehead. Subhagam, declaring all opulences. Savilasahasam, with smiles of enjoyment. Nitya Utsavam, whenever one sees him, one feels festive. Festive, you say, yeah. Natatripu. They could not be satisfied. Drishibi. By seeing the form of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Pibantya. As if drinking through the eyes. Narya, all the women of Vrindavan. Nara, all the male devotees. Cha, also. Mudita, fully satisfied. Kupita, angry. Nime, the moment they are disturbed by the blinking of the eyes. Cha, also. Translation: Krishna's face is decorated with ornaments such as earrings resembling sharks. His ears are beautiful, his cheeks brilliant, and his smiling attractive, to everyone. Whoever sees Lord Krishna sees a festival. His face and body are fully satisfying for everyone to see. But the devotees are angry at the Creator for the disturbance caused by the momentary blinking of their eyes. Translation, please repeat. Krishna's face is decorated with ornaments such as earrings resembling sharks. His ears are beautiful. His cheeks brilliant. And his smiling attractive to everyone. Whoever sees Lord Krishna sees a festival. His face and body are fully satisfying for everyone to see. But the devotees are angry at the Creator for the disturbance caused by the momentary blinking of their eyes. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As stated by the Lord Himself in the Bhagavad Gita, Manushanam sahasresu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatamati siddhanam kaschin manveti tatvataha. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. Unless one is qualified to understand Krishna, one cannot appreciate the presence of Krishna on earth. Among the Bhojas, Vrishnis, Andakas, Pandavas, and many other kings intimately related with Krishna, the intimate relationship between Krishna and the inhabitants of Vrindavan is especially to be noted. That relationship is described in this verse by the words Niyotsavam natatripur drishibi pibantya. The inhabitants of Vrindavan especially, such as the cowboys, the cows, the calves, the gopis and Krishna's father and mother, were never fully satisfied, although they saw Krishna's beautiful features constantly. Seeing Krishna is described here as Nitya Utsav, a daily festival. The inhabitants of Vrindavan saw Krishna almost every moment, but when Krishna left the village for the pasturing grounds, where he tended the cows and calves, the gopis were very much afflicted because they saw Krishna walking on the sand and thought that Krishna's lotus feet, which they dared not to place on their breasts because they thought their breasts not soft enough, were being pierced by broken chips of stone. By even thinking of this, the gopis were affected and they cried at home. These gopis, who were therefore the exalted friends of Krishna, saw Krishna constantly, but because their eyelids disturbed their vision of Krishna, the gopis condemned the Creator, Lord Brahma. Therefore, the beauty of Krishna, especially the beauty of his face, is described here. At the end of the 9th canto, in the 24th chapter, we find a hint of Krishna's beauty. Now we are proceeding to the 10th canto, which is considered Krishna's head. The entire Srimad Bhagavatam Purana is the embodiment of Krishna's form, and the 10th canto is his face. This verse gives a hint of how beautiful his face is. Krishna's smiling face, with his cheeks, his lips, the ornaments in his ears, the chewing of betel nuts, all this was minutely observed by the gopis, who thus enjoyed transcendental bliss, so much so that they were never fully satisfied to see Krishna's face, but instead condemned the Creator of the body for making the eyelids that obstructed their vision. The beauty of Krishna's face was therefore much more appreciated by the gopis than by his friends, the cowboys, or even by Yasoda Mata, who was also interested in decorating the face of Krishna. Krishna's face is decorated with ornaments, such as earrings resembling sharks. His ears are beautiful, his cheeks brilliant, and his smiling attractive to everyone. Whoever sees Lord Krishna sees a festival. His face and body are fully satisfying for everyone to see, but the devotees are angry at the Creator for the disturbance caused by the momentary blinking of their eyes. Mukam karoti vachalam pangurlangayate girim yat kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So, this is an anticipation of what is going to be found in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and particularly the beauty of Krishna's face is described. This is a quite famous verse, was also mentioned by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his teaching to Sanatana Goswami. And elsewhere, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also had, mentioned other verses that describe the beauty of Krishna, like that beautiful verse from Bilva Mangal Chakravarti, Madhuram, Vapurasya Vibhor, Madhuram, Vadanam, Madhuram, Madhugandhi Mridu Smitam Etadaho, Madhuram. Madhuram means sweet, how the sweetness of Krishna's form, of Krishna's beauty. Madhuram, Vapur, the body, Vapurasya Vibho, beautiful, powerful body. Madhuram, Vadanam, Madhuram. So even if everything is perfect, because Krishna is perfect and complete, there are many, his form, in the Brahma Samhita is described as the all-time presence, uncovered knowledge, and inebriating felicity have their form in him. Beautiful description. In other words, eternity, eternal existence, perfect knowledge, and ecstasy. Their form is called Krishna. So, and even though it is said that every limb, like we chant every morning, Anganiyasya Sakalendriya Vritimati Pashanti, that every limb of his body can make the function, that can perform the function of every other limb. And elsewhere, also in the Brahma Samhita, it is said that every limb of his body is the whole entity. So that's inconceivable. Every part of his body is the whole entity. How, therefore Prabhupada says here, unless one understands Krishna, he cannot really appreciate. So that understanding means that one has to be situated on the same platform of Krishna. Absolute knowledge, absolute senses, absolute intelligence, absolute mind. Otherwise, one cannot understand, how a portion of his body is equal to the whole entity. A limb is the same as the whole entity. How can we, even try to understand that? And also we don't understand what is again said in the Brahma Samhita, that his soul is the same as his form. His body is his soul. We have we may intellectually understand, there is a difference between the body and the soul, in this world, there the body is the soul. But the attributes, the qualities, everything is him, his identity. That's inconceivable for us. So it's also inconceivable that even though everything is, his transcendental form is, all absolute, all perfect, all, one portion is equal to the all, etc. Still there is an hierarchy in the sweetness. There's still an hierarchy. Therefore it is said, Vapurasya Vibhor, a beautiful body, beautiful, but Madhuram, Vadanam, Madhuram. But his face is more beautiful. His body is transcendental, is beautiful, but his face is more beautiful than the body, So, and then Madhugandhi Mridus Mitam Etadaho. But his smile is even sweeter than his face. So, the smile, it's the acme, or is the pinnacle of sweetness. So it is all, it's actually contradictory in one sense, because all the parts of his body are the same of his whole body, the same as any other part. He can perform any activity from any part of his body. He can smile at you with his leg. if he wants to, not that the leg manifests the mouth, but he can, everything, his body is absolute. But at the same time, in his transcendental body, the smile is supreme. And his smiling face, that's the 10th canto Bhagavatam. So that it's, as we said, again, we underscored the point, that unless one is blessed with the possibility of understanding Krishna, understanding means, what's that verse? Bhakti parasanubhavo viraktir anyatra chasatrika ekaka. Well, understanding means realizing, the nature of Krishna. That means you are enabled to taste, you're enabled to understand that Krishna is also you, he is expanded in you, you are the same nature, you belong to him completely, and then you don't have anything else to desire save and except Krishna, unless that realization, this parasanubhavo bhakti, it becomes manifested, then you can't really appreciate. We can't really appreciate. But one thing is important in this regard, that we can understand, that Krishna's beauty, Krishna's sweetness, has got nothing to do with this world. That we can understand. In other words, we have to be done. One has to think, I'm done with the beauty of this world. The beauty of this world is illusory. It's not real. Krishna's beauty is something completely different. And Krishna's beauty is endless beauty. It's not that Krishna, with this, there is all description about, vibhava, uddipana, alamba, his smile stimulates, constantly stimulates the ecstasy of the devotees, the love and the attraction of the devotees. That's the stimulating principle. It's not that face, that smile, somehow or other has to change at one point. Otherwise it will become boring, Same, you may love someone very much in this material world. You may love her smile or his smile, if it's, whatever. But then at one point, there is nothing more to search or to find in that smile. It's over. It has an expiry date. Everything has an expiry date, and there is a moment of expansion or growth of the excitement that one may find in another material form, but there is always a parabola, descends at one point. It's an expiring date, everything. No, Krishna's smile is ever intriguing, it's always intriguing, it's always attractive. It's somehow or other, his smile, it's not satisfied ever in one sense. So, I've seen Krishna smile, I've seen him for, so much, so long, the Gopi say, enough, I know what it is, No, it's ever increasing, ever intriguing for, ever attractive. The expansion of the beauty of that smile is infinite, is endless. And so are his other features. They are not static. Everything in this world is static. We think everything is moving. We're doing but everything is, compared to the spiritual world, is static. The qualities, the attributes, the activities, everything is static. It's all a mechanical, static arrangement, done by the modes of nature. Anything you do, even a smile, it's modes of nature. It's the modes that create that smile, the material smile. the moving of a hand. This is modes. This is everything is modes. It's energies that are imposed upon the soul, upon the real transcendental form, and they are mechanical arrangements. That's it, and they are static. A smile. You may think, oh, that smile of the girl, that I love, or if he's a girl, and the boy that I love, that will stay forever in my heart, and he'll be, and no, it's not going to work like this. It's a static thing, and it will decay. It will decay in the heart. It will decay. That's why people, so much into pictures, keep stuff, to remember, because it doesn't stay. Nothing stays. So you want to keep it like that. You want to keep the same emotion you felt at that time, in that particular context or situation. You want to keep it, so you look at the picture, you look at the video, you look at something, you look at that smile again, or that face again, or that moment again, but it's gone. And the remembrance is not the same when you felt that thing, when you experienced that thing. Remembrance is a different thing. It's a different thing. And therefore, everything is artificial in this world. It's like a superimposed artificial mechanical arrangement on the soul. But in the spiritual world, the form is the soul. The soul is the form. Again, in the Brahma Samhita, they said that spiritual figure is identical with Krishna, and Krishna is identical with that spiritual figure. They're the same. And unending beauty means, his eyes, his looks, anything, the playing of his flute, it's ever fresh. It's ever fresh. It is said that Krishna plays the fifth note on that flute, and everyone gets stunned, and the stone melt. It's not that at one point, they say, what is that? Oh, he's playing the flute. Again, the fifth note. Krishna says, well, let me change today. Let me go with the saxophone or something, because, especially in Belgium, it was invented in Belgium, the saxophone by Mr. Sax. But or a piano. Always coming out with a piano today. He may play many instruments, because that's one of his 64 qualities. But it's not that he has to change because somehow or other something becomes stale. It doesn't have to change for that. His fifth note is an eternally exciting fifth note. Okay, with his flute, it's something that will always stun everyone, and spontaneously so, people will become attracted to him. So, this kind of beauty, you can't. We can't experience, only very few. Manushanam sahasra jukashint yapati siddhaye. It's not many, It's not many. Even, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't speak about these things with many devotees. And we can see that even the Gopas, this supreme ecstasy, this Mahabhava, it's like even the Gopas and Mother Yasoda, they don't experience the same the ecstasy in the same way that the Gopis do. In other words, and that doesn't mean that they are dissatisfied, but they're always hankering for more. That's the nature of ecstasy. You always hanker for more. There is no reaching point at the end, like the movies. It never says the end. But but still there is an hierarchy even there. The gopis, and that's what Prabhupada is saying here in the purport. They experience things in such a way that not even Mother Yasoda that decorates Krishna's face can experience. So, what kind of experience do they have, of Krishna's beauty? And doesn't have anything to do with sexual attraction. It doesn't have anything to do, because they're all females, even the Gopas, Mother Yasoda, Nanda Maharaj, they're all energies. They're not males, or, so they're all subservient energies to his ecstasy. But, so even there is an hierarchy. And these gopis, they get something that nobody else gets. So, why are we reading this? In one sense, sometimes one thinks, why are we given the possibility to read all this, to get in touch with all this? Sometimes it's puzzling, because, even amongst his associates, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't deal with these things. With Svarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy and the Gambhira. Sometimes, it's like, 3.5 intimate devotees, and these are all Gorangira, Sangigana, and Nitya Siddha Korimane. They all Nitya Siddha, they all, eternal associates. So this is something that we may wonder why we have been given the possibility to read all this. Well, the answer, one answer could be that, not that, I'm going to get my act together, I'm going to get to Mahabhava sooner or later, this kind of attitude, that's silly, it's foolish, he can't, first deserve, then desire. And who, Prabhupada said, and who deserves this? Who can deserve, the position of the gopis? Or, it's like, I'm not trying to, let anyone down or make everyone lose enthusiasm, but the thing is, sometimes the loss of determination and enthusiasm is caused by expectations which could be, far from our possibilities. So, and as a matter of fact, those who reach those platforms are those who feel helpless and incapable. That's the basic qualification. They feel, utterly incapable, helplessly incapable of having anything to do or reaching this kind of situations or conditions. So, that's one reason why we read, in one sense, to understand how unqualified we are, which is good. The moment one feels somewhat qualified, there is always something as in that, but a little bit, a little qualified. When one feels somewhat qualified, it's dangerous. Now, the real test is to feel, to become more and more conscious of being utterly unqualified, but at the same time remain determined. Prabhupada used to use the word hope against hope. That's the qualification. If somehow or other, illogically so, from the material, you remain determined in serving, even though realizing how far, how alien is, such a condition, then Krishna becomes moved. That's the only thing we can, say, because how, when and we can see that when devotees tried in a spirit of service even, they were doing this in a spirit, they said, we want to just serve, your purports. You know, they were reading about the ecstasy of the gopis, or, you know, then they, you know, in a derogatory sense, they were called the Gopi Baba Club, you know. When they tried to even get close and somehow or other formalize, because that was the problem, formalize, you know, a kind of systematic approach and direct approach to this, Prabhupada really cut it off. Cut it off. Don't, you know, it's something, it really in the heart should be, you know, a kind of realization that goes like, you know, I can't even realize perfectly, you know, the difference between the body and the soul, which Prabhupada said to a devotee, not to any, you know, to Ravati Nandana. You know, you can't get, with your intellect, you can't discriminate between the body and the soul, he said. You can't reach there. Not to him, it was in general, he was saying. In other words, you have to situate yourself on the spiritual platform, otherwise you can't see the difference between the body and the soul. So even I can't, you know, see, you know, and realize the difference between the body and the soul, although, you know, intellectually somewhat you can, as it's said in the second canto, you know, the process. But, and then, you know, what is this, you know, this having this absolute hunger for Krishna's, you know, for seeing Krishna's beauty, for perceiving his beauty, for having, you know, even you curse the Creator because of the eyelids go down, you know, for a second you can't see, you know. So, you know, it's like almost too much, you know. It sounds like almost too much, you know, that, you know, exaggerated in one sense, you know, but it is spontaneously something that we cannot conceive. It is such a spontaneous attraction, so that, as it is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, that when Gopkumara, you know, he arrived there, he couldn't understand whether they were happy or unhappy, the inhabitants of Vrindavan, whether they were in ecstasy or they were suffering like hell, you know. He couldn't understand, because so now if you tell, you know, if we think, well, am I to going back to Godhead in Vrindavan, and you know, I don't know if I'm happy or I'm suffering like hell, you know. It's what's the point, you know? How maybe better go to Vaikuntha, it's more peaceful, you know, everything is clear, you know what I mean? Not that, you know, I'm just, but it's because there the absorption in Krishna and it's the voracious absorption in Krishna's, and try to, you know, see him, touch him, and you know, and the thought of him, because when he appears that he's not present, but he's actually present. He's present in the mind, in their hearts. Like when Krishna leaves Vrindavan, even in the Prakata Lila, in manifested Lila, he doesn't leave, and he's present in their dreams, in their thoughts, every day. You know, so he never leaves. So, but it's due to the voracious. I mean, it's like, I use the word voracious, but you know, intense, super intense desire. And that super intense desire is the form of the devotee. These devotees, these gopis, are forms of super intense desire to love Krishna. They are super ecstasies. They are super, you know, the pinnacle of the ecstatic desire to serve. You know, that's their soul. That's their form. So we see that there is a situation there that it's diametrically, you know, opposite to the one we live in this world. That's why we have to see We have to be made aware of this by the mercy of the Acharya, so that we somehow or other understand how different are the situations, and somehow or other, whatever will be, whatever Krishna's desire will be, whatever the sthai bhava, or the eternal form of attraction we have for him, which is the basis of a rati, of a rasa, ultimately, that will be, perfect for me. There's nothing else I can desire. Yeah. So that, but in order to gain that, we have to give up, abandon, the beauty of this world, the ridiculous attempt that it's done, enacted by the modes of nature to create this ever-fresh situation, and the fashion. Fashion means that the nice girl that you're attracted to, the legs are always the same legs, but he puts, this kind of nylon socks, and then this other kind of nylon socks with another, thing that shows some little bit, and then this other kind, but the same legs are there, It's not that, because if one shows the same legs, the same face, and then the how do you say, the makeups and everything, I'm not trying to put that, and the man, sometimes you hear that in order to excite the relationship, some guys, he dresses himself as Zorro, comes to the wife, otherwise the wife is not exactly always the same guy, after 20 years in band, it's like, what a drag, he sells as, seriously, they dress as Spider-Man or something like this, to the bed as Spider-Man is coming, so, it's like absurd, ridiculous, and the whole thing is meant to create, excitement, generate excitement in dealing with the form which is static, Yeah, it grows a little bit, but then it dwindles, then it goes down, then it dwindles, it goes down and down, and there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do with these publicities of, these people, that, now you'll become young again, rejuvenation clinic, whatever, it's just pathetic. It's a big illusion, a big cheat. And those who still, they say compassion, we should be feeling so sorry and compassion for those that when they grow old, they still feel attracted, They're still, but she is now 68, but, look at that, she's still, and he's still attracted, And, it's like, oh, poor guy, or he's 58, but, it's still my handsome husband. What? The guy, it's going rotten, practically, the body. He's rotting. So what's the point, of, it's just like someone that tries to find, the good taste in a fruit that is rotting, that's what we do. The modes of nature, Maya laughs at the conditioned soul. She laughs at the conditioned soul. She's called the cruel master. She is happy to do her service. She's compassionate also, but her compassion has to be manifested through her cruelty, and through the, this paradoxical, arrangement of so-called, material attraction. So, when we read from the Bhagavatam, which is, again, I'm saying it's unconceivable fortune that we are able to read about Vrindavan, it's like in other eras, they only talk about, Vaikunthas, and it's like Gupta, this whole thing is not manifest so openly, overtly. So still, inconceivable fortune given by Chaitanya Nityananda and the Acharyas, but we should, become very, very sober in relation to the appreciation of the material, aspects, and try to develop, a humble, very humble realization of our condition, and in a timid, you say, very timid, desire to hope against hope, as we said, to be reinstated in this perfect understanding and realization of Krishna's incredible form, qualities and activities like that. Particularly through the chanting, this is the way to do it this age. So first you have to appreciate the absolute nature of the name. So the name has to reveal himself. Its beauty is, compassion, its kindness. So then you go to the form, then to the Namarupa Guna Lila. So that's, let's say, an antipasto. You know what antipasto is? An appetizer. This verse is an appetizer for the 10th canto, which is going to be even more, detailed, with the caution that, always one thinks, oh no, I'm reading Bhagavatam, 10th canto. Who am I to read this, it's like, I don't know why you gave me this fortune, I'm going to keep it, but I certainly don't understand it. Don't understand why. And I'm not playing humble, or I'm not playing, it's just that please don't take away this opportunity from my, in my life. That's all. And let me stay in the association of devotee, in the association of the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita, and the Srimad Bhagavatam particularly, and in the holy name. All right. Are there any questions? Yes.
Thank you very much for this information. I have a question. After 20, 25, 30 years of practice of Krishna consciousness, I noticed in some devotees, also myself, that's not a crisis, a crisis all the time, but
Yeah.
pretty much it comes in a bigger way. And just now I met a number of my friends, I was in Croatia, good devotees in good standings, for 25, 30 years, young still. They kind of, they don't know which direction to go. In a sense, they do what's written in the books, chanting, four principles, it's there. And and they are just kind of confronted with what's going to happen, that their heart is going somewhere towards a connection, stronger connection with Krishna.
Yeah.
They find some of them are finding a solution, going to some other Gaudiya Marks,
Yeah.
And so what's
Yeah.
the formula for lifelong practicing of Krishna consciousness? That's the kind of question I have.
I met a friend of mine a few years ago, in Govardhan, I think. A sannyasi, old friend of mine. They all took sannyas but me, but my old friends, most of them. I said, how are you doing? He said, no love of God, but the process works. So, and even more recently, I can say, with another esteemed, wonderful devotee, like, Shivaram Maharaj, we were talking, and, because he writes books on the, in friendship, said, we talk about, said, are you liberated? He said, no, I'm not liberated. And it's like, not false humility, when you say, I'm now liberated, the disciples, say, oh, Guru Maharaj is so humble, it's not, it's true. one works and offers a service, even as a spiritual master, and but Prabhupada did say, well, your activity is liberated because you strictly follow. Prabhupada said, just one thing, strictly following. So strictly follow, your activity is liberated. Just like a surgeon, maybe I'm going a little astray, but I'll get to your point. I have to make this think around, to go around. Just like, the wartime, you get people injured in the battle. There is one doctor only, one certified, degree, university degree, and surgeon, doctor, surgical doctor, medical doctor. But he needs help. There's many injured people. So he calls, okay, those who are maybe less injured or have a minor injury or something, or, somehow or other, they are not doctors, but if they strictly follow what he says, okay, now you cut here, now you do this, if they strictly follow, then it's just like he is acting through them. And then they can successfully cure or operate someone. All right? Is it clear? So strictly following means that. Not that I know I become initiating spiritual master, I'm liberated. No? In one sense, everyone is liberated. Prabhupada said, the one who chants Hare Krishna, even the neophyte, is liberated because he's on the train of liberation. But to be fully liberated, to go to the stages of prema, where no anarthas are there, completely, actually you have to reach Krishna's lotus feet. Otherwise, there is still some tinge, even at prema. The cancellation of the anarthas is complete but not absolute. It's a whole thing. So what is the answer to your question? Even one who is acting as a spiritual master, and he is helping to liberate others and initiate them and connect them to the parampara. It may not be a liberated, soul, maybe at good stage, nista, ruchi, we don't know, whatever. And so, what is my direction? The simple answer is, you just have to tolerate. You just have to tolerate, probably till the moment of death. Prabhupada did say that. Material attraction. We acquired this nature, which is not a real nature, but we acquired this nature. So much so that practicing Krishna consciousness, sometimes, as you said, it comes to crisis, it looks like something against your nature, or unfulfilling for your real desire, So that's also a realization, let's say a bitter realization. How do you say? Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya Pittupatapta Razanasya Naruchikano. The liver disease, the jaundice, that makes you feel the holy name, the process of devotional service a little bitter. And this disease, may sprout, after 20 years, 30 years. People leave after 30, 40 years. You get people that became Buddhists. I mean, it's like, wow. Buddhist, I'm an idiot. It's like... the thing is, the simple answer, you have to tolerate it. Because this material attraction and this material confusionary things that happen into the mind or into intellect are so deeply rooted that the only possibility is tolerate. It doesn't, I've also seen many devotees that, so in order to to, give it a cut, a draconian, cut to this material attraction problem. Let me delve into the lila, let me delve into the, and then, sometimes you find them having, going, having illicit sex, That's the principle of Sajism. It's not that. It's true that he said that, some may quote, Prabhupada said, if you hear the gopis, you'll diminish your material sex desire. But but also has to be done by someone that has already reached a certain level. You can't, because if you read and hear with the material desire, sex desire still there present in your heart, you can't avoid offending the lila while you're hearing it or while you're reading it, and therefore, the caution and tolerance, tolerance. I may be attracted. I don't want to say the name of this other devotee. There's an old devotee. He said, my problem is I'm still attracted to women. He said, of course he won't do anything. He won't do it. He won't fructify. But even Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. Vishwanath Chakravarti. Talking about 17th century. Said you go around in the street, you cannot avoid looking at the form of the women and be attracted. In the 17th century in India, what, they probably, you probably could see a toe if you were fortunate or something, you know what I mean? If you are fortunate, like fortunate in that sense, you wanted to see something. So, but it said, so you can, but if you are determined not to have sex with a woman and not to live with a woman, then the mind gradually, gives up. Gradually, becomes less. So it's a matter of tolerance. That's all. Those who think, well, after 47 years, 40, what am I, 46, 40, still, no love of God, or, I'm not, I don't wake up in the morning already, I don't dream of Krishna in the night, and, the Raganuga, thing has not happened yet, I'm still, Vaidi, whatever. Hare Krishna. Never mind, you just tolerate, because that's what Krishna wants to see. Hope against hope. Really. If you start thinking, no, but I have some hope. My hope is not really against hope, there is some possibility or some, then you're lost. And those who go, for me they are quite pathetic. Quite pathetic. And, in one case I remember one devotee who told me, come on, by delving, this is from 95, okay, it's a long time ago, by delving into, Rasika topics, my sex desire has subdued. And then later on I noticed he was talking to a nice looking lady, and, I said, I know him, we were brahmacharis together, so, then he came back to his senses, I think. But what's the point of demanding, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I was eating cows. I ate the legs of some other living entities. I was eating the legs, the lungs, or the chest, or the liver, maybe, of some other living entities. I was convinced, of so many things. And now, after 30 years or 40 years, I say, come on, what is love of God? Just what is the spontaneity? Come on, just keep your feet on the ground. That's all. Just stay with your feet on the ground. One should, at least that's what I think. If I can make it within a lifetime, and when I die, when the body dies, I'm not going to think that I'm dying. I'm going to be able to avoid thinking that I'm dying and I'm attached to Krishna somehow or other. And making, wow, that's what a success. I wouldn't even imagine. Even Bharat Maharaj had to take one more birth, two more, right? Well, no, not two. Come on, you will give him another one. No. Come on, poor man, you know. No, two. So, one is an animal, you know. I mean, you have to, you know, we have to be extremely careful, like Prabhupada says in Vrindavan when he talks about the business of rectum and genitals. He's so heavy, you know, that you know that this, you know, those who have, you know, sex desire, you know, he says, therefore we don't go to Vrindavan much because it's, you know, he said that. That's also, you know, we have to be careful. And in Vrindavan. But, you know, those, you know, who are still into this, you know, they'll be born as animals in Vrindavan. You know, which is, you know, I mean, if they, wow, talking about devotees, it's not talking about, you know, somebody else. So one time, I don't know, you must know about it, you must have heard about this. Prabhupada was working with some devotees in Vrindavan, and there was, you know, one of those dogs. You've seen the dogs in Vrindavan? Dogs, pigs, you know, in the terrible. So anyhow, one devotee, you know, so the dog said, oh, such elevated birth, you know, dog in Vrindavan. Prabhupada said, have you seen this? He said, what? What are you saying? That's not you know, don't do that, you know. Have you seen his condition? He said, see? So, you know, we should be determined, which means we should go on enthusiastically, even if we realize that this is, wow, very, you know, Vrindavan, you know, eternally, you know, in a condition where Krishna, you know, you know, I don't want to go back. You know, should be enthusiastic, we should be confident, we should be patient, we should be, you know, strict, follow, you know, properly, avoid bad association, and follow the footsteps of the acharyas. That's all. That's all, you know. That means you gotta be tolerant. You gotta be tolerant. And if Krishna wants at the end, good. If he doesn't, one has to take that into account also. Not that, come on, you know, 47, come, you know. It's not that like pension, you know, you put, you know, and then you go and make the calculation, so many mantras, you know, so many, I channel my rounds every day, and it makes this many mantras. No, it doesn't work like that. Really Krishna may want us to become hopeless. I mean, to feel hopeless. One has to take that into account. He may give us that test. So when a devotee tells you like this, you say, it's a test from Krishna. You're hopeless now, you feel like, you know, 20, 30, 40, whatever, 50 years, you know, and no, you know, it's a test from Krishna. If you stick, if you go on, you know, Krishna will appreciate. That's all. That's all I could say. Okay, so thank you very much for the patience and the tolerance. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Grantaraj ki jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanand. Haribo. Okay, we'll do. No. Leave it. No, I'm saying to him, don't say Madhusevita. The deities. Okay, Hare Krishna. Will you be so kind? Thank you so much. Thank you. You should do it like But if it's with milk, then you probably not in the I would do it not in the temple, because then you can have sangha with people actually drinking the milk. In the blue. I wouldn't mind coming with milk to listen. I think now we should do the Radhadesh. You know which you can have the book of Purushottam. Let's read from that. That is special. Purushottam is born to it's more improving. I would definitely would like. Did you read Shri Krishna Vijay? The book Shri Krishna Vijay? No, from Guru Maharaj Khan. It's a devotee from 1,000 years ago. It's an amazing book. He was the Prabhupada of 1,000 years ago. Not really, because he never went to the West. He had a dream that Srila Vyasa appeared in front of him. He was a very rich person, very pure devotee, very rich. Srila Vyasa appeared in the dream and told him, can you write the 10th canto in the form of stories? So he wrote this book. Yeah. Now, he wrote this Shri Krishna Vijay by Guru Maharaj Khan. And Lord Chaitanya said about him, I am sold to the descendants of Guru Maharaj Khan because he captured my heart. You know why? Because he said, Shri Krishna is my life and soul. That's all. That was his declaration. And he said, as Lord Chaitanya said, I am now sold to his descendants. You know? So if you read this, then you will have a whole new aspect of Krishna Lila, and then it will be also very interesting for you. It will be very attractive for you to go to him. Because they say, Krishna book, you know. It's not like Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is like, you know.
initiation